Welcome to FinanTax Clips, your reliable source for financial wisdom. Today we're embarking on an exciting journey aiming to explore and predict the housing market trends for the year 2024. The world of real estate can be a labyrinth of numbers, graphs and jargon, but don't worry, we're here to guide you through it. Think of this as your compass, pointing you in the right direction as we navigate through the key factors that influence the housing market. We'll be hearing from industry experts, gleaning insights from their years of experience and forecasting prowess. Together, we'll try to decipher the clues and patterns that could give us a glimpse into the future of housing trends. Whether you're a seasoned investor, a real estate enthusiast, or just someone curious about the housing market, this journey promises to be enlightening. So, buckle up and stay with us as we dive into the world of real estate to uncover potential trends for 2024. Scene script. First off, we need to understand the factors that influence the housing market. Let's start with the economy. The state of the economy plays a massive role in the housing market's health. When the economy is strong, people have more money to spend, which can drive up housing prices. Conversely, during economic downturns, housing prices can drop as fewer people are able to afford homes. Next up is interest rates. Lower interest rates make borrowing money cheaper, which can increase the number of people who can afford to buy a house. This increased demand can drive up housing prices. On the flip side, higher interest rates can make homes less affordable, reducing demand and potentially leading to lower housing prices. Then we have government policies. Policies like tax credits for home buyers can stimulate demand, while policies that restrict lending or increase the cost of mortgages can decrease demand. It's vital to remember that government policies can vary greatly from one location to another, which can lead to differences in housing market trends in different areas. Finally, we mustn't forget supply and demand. The housing market, like any market, is influenced by supply and demand. When there are more homes than there are buyers, prices can drop. But when there are more buyers than homes, prices can rise. All these factors interact in complex ways. For example, an improving economy could lead to higher interest rates, which could then dampen the housing market. Or a change in government policy could spur demand, leading to higher prices even if the economy is weak. Understanding these factors isn't just academic. They can have real implications for homeowners and potential home buyers. For example, if you're thinking about buying a house and you see that the economy is strong and interest rates are low, you might decide it's a good time to buy. But if the economy is weak and interest rates are high, you might decide to wait. These factors provide the foundation for our predictions of 2024 housing market trends. Now, let's hear from our first real estate expert. Today, we're fortunate to have a seasoned professional with us, someone with their finger on the pulse of the housing market. They've seen the ebbs and flows, the peaks and valleys, and all the twists and turns that the real estate world has to offer. Current market conditions are certainly interesting, our expert begins it. We're witnessing a unique confluence of factors that are shaping the housing landscape. Low interest rates, changing demographics, and the ever-present impact of technology are all playing significant roles. The expert continues, low interest rates have made borrowing more attractive, leading to increased demand. Meanwhile, changing demographics, particularly the rise of millennials entering the home buying market, are reshaping housing preferences. Tech too is having an impact. From virtual tours to online transactions, technology is revolutionizing the way we buy and sell homes. It's making the market more accessible and efficient, but also more competitive. And what about 2024? Predicting the future is always a challenge, our expert cautions. But given current trends, we could see a shift towards more urban living as millennials continue to shape the market. We might also see a rise in smart home technology and green housing. But remember, these are just predictions. The market can always surprise us. That was some valuable insight from our expert. Let's continue to explore. We have another expert with us to share their knowledge. Let's hear it from our second real estate savant, who will shed light on the current climate of the housing market. Our expert underscores the importance of understanding the cyclical nature of real estate. Markets ebb and flow, they remind us, and it's crucial to keep an eye on the broader economic picture. They mention key factors that are influencing the market right now. The low interest rates are a significant factor, making it attractive for potential buyers to take the plunge. The current supply and demand imbalance, driven by a surge in remote work and desire for more space, is also a pivotal point to note. Our expert then moves on to their predictions for 2024. They believe there could be a shift in the housing market, driven by changes in economic conditions and potential interest rate hikes. They stress that while it's hard to predict exactly what will happen, it's wise to prepare for various scenarios. They predict that the housing market in 2024 may lean towards being a buyer's market due to an expected increase in housing supply and a possible cooling down of demand. They also highlight the importance of location. Cities with strong job markets, good schools, and quality of life will continue to be attractive to home buyers. We appreciate our experts' foresight on the housing market trends for 2024. Now that we have a solid understanding of the influencing factors and expert opinions, it's time to discuss our predictions for 2024. Let's start with housing prices. Based on current trends and expert insights, we can anticipate a steady growth in housing prices in 2024. This is due to a combination of factors such as low mortgage rates, a substantial demand for homes, and a limited supply. However, the rate of increase might slow down compared to previous years as the market adjusts to these conditions. Next, let's talk about sales. The year 2024 could see a shift towards a more balanced market with a steady number of transactions. The extreme buyer demand and sellers market we've seen in the past few years may start to stabilize. This doesn't mean that sales will plummet, but rather we might see a more normalized pace of sales, which is healthier for the overall market. Now, let's delve into buyer and seller behavior. With the potential for a more balanced market, buyers may have a bit more negotiating power in 2024 than they've had in recent years. They might not need to make snap decisions and could have a little more time to consider their options. Sellers, on the other hand, might need to be more patient and flexible, as homes may take a bit longer to sell compared to the quick sales we've seen in the recent past. Another interesting prediction is the potential rise in popularity of suburban and rural areas. As remote work continues to be a viable option for many, the need to live in city centers may decrease. This could lead to a boom in housing markets in suburban and rural areas, with more people looking for space and a quieter lifestyle. We also anticipate that technology will continue to play a significant role in the housing market. Virtual tours, digital transactions, and AI-powered property recommendations are just a few examples of how technology is changing the way we buy and sell homes. Expect to see these trends continue and evolve in 2024. Lastly, sustainability and energy efficiency will likely be key considerations for buyers in 2024. As environmental consciousness grows, more and more people are looking for homes with energy-efficient features or the potential to add them. This could influence both the demand for certain types of properties and their prices. While these are just predictions, they are based on careful analysis and expert opinions. Remember, the housing market can be influenced by a variety of factors, some of which are unpredictable. It's always wise to stay informed and consult with a real estate professional when making decisions about buying or selling a home. Scene script. Knowing the potential trends, how should we prepare for 2024? As we look forward to the housing market of the coming year, it's essential to strategize for both buyers and sellers. This preparation is not merely about having a budget or knowing what type of property you want. It goes beyond to understanding, anticipating, and adapting to the changing conditions of the housing market. For buyers, the first thing to keep in mind is flexibility. With the potential for fluctuating prices, being flexible with your budget and your expectations can help you navigate the market more effectively. Furthermore, it's crucial to have a clear understanding of your financial standing. Knowing exactly where you stand financially can help you make informed decisions and avoid biting off more than you can chew. Sellers, on the other hand, will need to pay close attention to the market trends. Timing is everything when selling a property. Staying informed about the current market conditions will help you identify the best time to sell. If prices are predicted to rise, it may be worth it to wait a bit longer before putting your property on the market. But remember, these strategies are not set in stone. The housing market is influenced by many factors, including economic conditions, interest rates, and even global events. Therefore, it's essential to stay informed and adapt your strategies as the market evolves. Consider seeking professional advice if you're unsure about your next step. Real estate agents, financial advisors, and housing market experts can provide valuable insights and help you make the best decision based on your specific situation. Lastly, don't forget the importance of patience. The housing market is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Whether you're buying or selling, it's essential to take your time, do your research, and make well-informed decisions. Remember, knowledge is power when it comes to real estate. Staying informed, adaptable, and patient are the keys to successfully navigating the housing market in 2024. Don't rush the process. Take the time to understand the market trends and prepare yourself for the potential changes. It's your journey. Make it a successful one. We've covered a lot of the ground today, so let's quickly recap. We started off by understanding the various factors that influence the housing market. Remember, it's not just about supply and demand, but also about interest rates, economic health, government policies, and even demographics. These elements interplay in complex ways to shape the housing market. We then delved into the expert insights. Our first expert emphasized the role of technology in shaping the housing market. With advancements like virtual reality tours and AI-powered property valuations, the way we buy and sell homes is rapidly changing. He also highlighted how environmental concerns are increasingly influencing buyer decisions. Homes with energy-efficient features, for instance, are likely to be more in demand. Our second expert turned our attention to the potential impact of remote work trends on the housing market. As more people work from home, there's a growing demand for larger homes or properties with dedicated office spaces. This shift is also causing a surge in housing demand in suburban and rural areas as people move away from crowded city centers. From these insights, we move to our predictions for 2024. We anticipate a continued rise in house prices, particularly in suburban and rural areas. However, this could be moderated by a potential increase in interest rates, which would make mortgages more expensive. Furthermore, the ongoing trend of remote work could persist, influencing housing demands and prices. We wrapped up with strategies on how to prepare for the 2024 housing market. We discussed the importance of staying informed, keeping an eye on interest rates and economic indicators, and being ready to adapt to changing market conditions. If you're a buyer, consider your long-term needs and financial situation before jumping in. If you're a seller, think about how to make your property stand out in a competitive market, perhaps through energy-efficient upgrades or a home office setup. In conclusion, the housing market is influenced by a myriad of factors and can be unpredictable. However, by staying informed and adaptable, you can navigate this complex landscape. Whether you're a home buyer, a seller, or an investor, it's crucial to understand these trends and insights to make informed decisions. We hope that this discussion has given you a comprehensive overview of the housing market and its potential trajectory in 2024. The landscape is ever-changing, and keeping abreast of these shifts will enable you to seize opportunities and mitigate risks. Thank you for joining us today on FinanTax Clips. We hope this insight will be useful in your 2024 housing market endeavors. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like our video. Until next time, stay savvy.